Hello, I'm Patricia McNeely. I'm a Blu-ray twin flame in Chicago, Illinois. How's everybody today? Today, I'm going to talk to you about soul group interference and how we're going to heal it. So today, it's actually some pretty strong energies that can affect here. So things around the crown chakra, and the way lower part of the root. Okay. And people tend to think of their root as their base, their foundation, and it is that. But foundations have been built on other foundations. And this has allowed things to accumulate that clog you up, that just sort of really don't really seem to make sense when you get into a modern society. So the shakeup that started a year ago, that we're sort of in the anniversary of right now, is continuing. And the topic here is soul group interference. Soul group interference of the lower chakras. It's a doozy. And it can affect multiple parts of you, which is why I strongly recommend join me, find out how, make this easy, start making sense of your twin flame journey, because there will be things that are happening on other levels that completely baffle you. I am a ninth dimensional healer amongst people who are still a little bit 3D, although not too many people are fully 3D and 4D. And this isn't going to be about people's personality traits like narcissism or something like that. This is a full-on ascension that we have actually planned for. You're a part of that plan. It just doesn't work unless it's being worked. We're glad you're here. Welcome. Welcome to planet Earth. In case you didn't believe in miracles, maybe you forgot you are one and you're here. So part of the agreement is to actually be here and to incarnate and be here, like physically here, because that too, you are made of stardust. Yes, you are. You have some of the same elements in you that stars emanate. You're made of it. That sounds quite poetic. But when you're in discomfort or pain, or you're wondering, where is your love life? That's where I come in to help you. Because getting it healed, that's only part of the picture. The integration of the new template of romance from 5D, because that's what I call it. I call it your template of romance from 5D, needs to take place. Because we packed it in before we showed up. You have a twin within you. You have connections within you. Sometimes they're like little teeny tiny seeds, and sometimes they start moving. Now, that's where people get confused also, because they're like, what was that? What was that? What was that? Let me run to the internet and see what's happening to everybody. We're in a time frame now where there will be things happening to everybody, but it's not all the same thing. But it originates from one of the same places. And that's why I know how to do this and how to help you with it. I am the guide to the 5D connections. And that's not something to be taken lightly. So even if you've thought about throwing in the towel, okay, if you feel like you're beating your head against the wall and saying, where is this? Where's my life? I'm tired of this. I'm tired of these cycling. Start doing something that is actually here to help you. Now, what does some of this feel like? The interference. First of all, we're in the winds of change. It's the change of a season where the northern hemisphere and the southern hemisphere sort of flip. We get back more light. They get a little bit of dimness. I'm not going to say darkness. They get a little more dimming. And you know what? My house is like Stonehenge. On the day of the equinox, The light goes straight through from the front to the back. It's pretty cool. That's only something I noticed a few years ago. One day I was kind of like, wow, it's the equinox, and the light beams are just coming in from the sun, from the morning and the setting sun in the same way. Pretty cool. But then, hey, I am a Blu-ray, right? I would notice those types of things that other people might overlook. How do you know about soul group interference? Exhaustion. It feels like there's too many obstacles, lots of problems, people messing with you, people's energies, too many energies. Makes you wonder what actually did happen. And sometimes people wonder the wrong things. They're like, is it this? Is it that? No, this is ascension. But you're actually doing a little bit of descension, which throws people off because they don't know how to get back up there. And that can make you feel like you're being waterboarded, like you're being, things just piled on you. No energy and no ability to recharge, because certain things just will not recharge you. You have to recharge you from 5D. That's my specialty, is helping you gain those connections, integrate, which means it gets in you, not just surrounding you, not just one part of you, but in several parts of you, because it's important, because those parts of you are grand and magnificent and essential. You're here and you're in it to win it. You need closure with things. Let's do that all at the same time, and let's do it efficiently and expediently, where it's not taking you 5 years. It's not taking you 10 years. We've already had that. This is a different level that you do this from. No more living in the fantasy realm. Oh, people love to do that. They live on fantasy island. They're like, I pretend that this, I pretend that that person must do this. I pretended that I was this or that, or I pretended that in my head, I saw this and that, and therefore it means that. And then I saw a series of numbers, and so that just further edified it. That does not make it happen. So there's something you need in order to manifest. There is one essential thing you need in order to manifest. It is 5D love. If it's not getting in, it's not circulating, you're going to know it, because you're going to feel like you're dying on the vine. And believe me, I don't wish that on people. I'm here to help you with your love life. And yeah, I'm going to sing about it too. So to whoever doesn't like my singing, you should know something. I'm healing. I'm healing some of the nerves here. Okay. And I'm going to do it at every opportunity that I can, because I like to and I need to, because that's part of how I heal. Moving along here, a real big one, interference in your life, failed marriages and failed relationships and how they drain you. It gets like a shocking drain. And not only that, it's a material drain. And not only that, it can be a financial drain and a drain and a drain, because it will feel like things just break, fall apart. You can't glue it back together. All the king's horses and all the king's men cannot put it back together. Just like all the king's horses and all the king's men cannot put back together what broke apart last year. We need new stuff. We need new, fresh infusion. You're here to bring that fresh infusion through your body. Twin flame people were awakened on purpose, first of all, because you had to, because you usually were on the tail end of some really nasty stuff. You're here to be not only the witness of how grand is your love life and love, you're here to vibe it as the living bridge. And this is why I say you can't tell by looking at some of us, because you could look at some people and never even imagine the fabulous private life they are having. I've been having fabulosity for 40 years since I first had the dream of my twin flame, and I just knew it. I was compelled. I didn't know everything, but there was an inner deep part of me that just knew. And that started the spark. The mistake I made was, not understanding how it works. I have that now. It has taken quite a few years and being trained by the best from my Blu-ray, from my higher self guidance, from source, because I am a source being, to get this into an easy, usable way for everybody. Because let's face it, not everyone's going to be a healer. Not everyone is even, inclined to that. But they have to do what they do best and still be in love. So failed marriages, failed relationships, things hanging on by a string, and you can't, you just can't do it. You can't. And what happens after you conclude it? There comes the closure. There comes that healing. There comes the upgrade. There comes the new life. So this is for a new life, new love at a new level, because there's no turning back. We are past the point of no return, and there's no turning back. Here's something to know. If you try to pick up that catalyst twin, if you try to pick up an X, it's going to get weird. And that's just like a little bit to open your eyes about this. You might think it looks all, warm and fuzzy. You might even come to some point of neutrality, like you reach Switzerland, you're in there, and, you're not going to have a war or a battle. Do not mistake that for love. Do not mistake that as a breakthrough. Okay? It's not. And no amount of wishful thinking will make it be something that it was never intended to be, because there is no going back. You're past the point of no return. We're at the end of a very huge cycle, and what that means is we can now go forward. But the going forward is a little bit kind of baffling for people, and what it requires is opening up the higher parts of you and eliminating soul group lower interference. I'm going to get you there. In my 3-part class, which I am starting March 18th, and I will be walking you through it, because when you get your channels open, that is only one part. That is an initial part that you may not know about. So it doesn't matter whatever work you do. There are things on this journey that have almost baffled me until I realized there's times I have to do the opposite of what my mind would tell me to do. And I'm here to make it easy for you so you can get on with what you're really here for, your love life, real romance, what that really is. I have been privileged to know some really good soulmates, and I've also had some terrible soulmates who I never want to darken my door ever again. And you might feel the same way, and you may miss relationships, and you may miss friendships. And we're at a point where this is now for more of the mainstream, and you may be surprised to start finding out, because it's just actually time. I can't emphasize that enough. We're finally at the time that people have been wishing and hoping and praying for and holding steady in place for a really long time. And it's here. So please avail yourself of it, and please be devoted to it, because your devotion to love is what is needed. Your devotion to romance, your desire to be in love and be romantic, that is what's important too, as well as integration of the new template of romance from 5D. This is not an abstract thing. This is not random energies. Like some people say, this is not a concept. This is real. It's very, very real, and I'm here to guide you with it. So please join. Reach out to me with any questions at twinflamesmerge@gmail.com, and I look forward to seeing you. Thanks. Bye.